Hey, this is Michael from Dark Tranquillity. You're watching hardrockhaven.net.
We have Mikael Stanne of Dark Tranquillity. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hey, my pleasure.
You have a brand new album out. It's fantastic, so congrats on that.
Wow, thank you.
Honestly, it's one of the ones I can't stop listening to right now. So
that is a good thing, right?
It is an excellent thing.
Yeah.
How do you make an album like that with so many changes going on in the band, like lineup-wise? Or I don't know when that happened during the creation of the record, but can you talk about that?
I guess it did. It was kind of tough. Like Martin left the band in January, but we had most of the material already written by then. And Anders had started writing in the mid of last year. So we had all this material, that we didn't really know what to do with, like what direction to take and stuff like that. So we started demoing late last year and early this year, trying to figure out what direction to take, and where this should all lead. And then right after New Year's, Martin left, and that it didn't change because the songs were already written, and he hadn't really participated that much. He was just fell out of love with playing guitar and that kind of stuff. So it didn't really change things musically, but of course emotionally it was a big hit. All of a sudden, like, we were kind of left without that guy who takes care of everything. So it was shocking. But now, like, after a while, we kind of started dealing with it, and of course he's now the manager for the band, and he's still heavily involved in everything that we do. And but it kind of got us questioning ourselves and the band, and if he doesn't really feel it anymore, do we, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Kind of second guessing yourself and your role in the band. And but in the end, I think it kind of reinforced our passion for this, and our kind of passion for the band and for music and performance and all that stuff. So
I didn't realize that he was managing the band. It's kind of a behind the scenes role then.
Yeah,
That's
because
nice.
he's been doing that for a long time.
Oh, so you just kept.
And now he just wants to focus on doing that.
Makes sense.
It's perfect.
There's a little bit of that going around, because I know Arch Enemy.
Angela did the same
Angela
thing.
did the same. Yeah, take a step back. Yeah. What are the biggest differences on this record in comparison to the last album, Construct?
Well, I think it is written in a similar way, but I think on Construct we learned a lot, like how to write and record in the studio and write songs in the studio, basically. So I think we kind of took that one step further this time around, where we wrote all the stuff in the studio, but we had much more time. Like, Construct was really grueling because we had we set a deadline that was kind of hard to get to, and but this time we had way more time, and so we could really listen to all the songs and prepare them and make demos of it and realize, okay, this works, this doesn't work, that kind of thing. And we could be very objective and kind of give it some time. And the songs that we felt, well, you didn't want to listen to that many times, then you could just forget about those and focus on the good ones. So we had, I don't know, like almost 20 songs or something like that at one point, and then we just decided to focus on these 12. This is it.
You picked the right 12. I don't know what the other ones sounded like.
Yeah.
Yeah. The last time you were in the States, you were here with Insomnium, and the time before that was Omnium Gatherum. Now Swallow the Sun. So do you just love the Finns, or do you have to have
just
a Finnish
love the
band?
Finns. We toured with Sentenced here. We toured. Yeah, it's crazy. We always tour with Finnish bands for some reason, but the reason being there are so many Finnish awesome bands.
That's true,
I guess. But it's awesome. Like, they're great guys. They're an amazing band, and it's been great getting to know them, because we hadn't met before. So every night is like party time after the show, and they're super, super, super cool.
You're also out with Enforcer, fellow Swedes.
Yes.
And what's the other one?
Starkill.
We got Starkill,
from
Prosthetic Records.
Yeah.
Have you interacted with either of those bands before?
No, I haven't. We haven't, like, even though Enforcer are Swedes, but they're up from the Stockholm area. Mm-hmm. Hadn't met them before, but they're incredibly cool guys, amazing band, and So we've been hanging out a lot, and the Star Kid guys have just started to get to know. We've only been out for a week or so, and but they are an amazing band as well. So I think this is a killer lineup.
Absolutely, it is.
Really happy with.
Well, you mentioned this, that you have a new bass player, Anders.
Yeah.
He goes way back in the Swedish metal scene.
Absolutely, we grew up together.
The beginning.
Yeah, basically, like we became friends when we were 15 or something like that.
Wow. How did he come to? I mean, I know obviously there are ties to In Flames and it's one big happy family. But how did he come to join the band?
Well, for a while after like Daniel left the band, like what was it, 4 years ago, we went without a bass player for a while, just because we couldn't really find someone, and we weren't really confident in like getting a new guy in the band and stuff like that. But I always talked to Anders about it, like maybe you can join us one day, and he was like, yeah, sure, might as well. And then we did some festivals last summer, and of course that felt fantastic. Yeah. But he's been busy with Tiamat and his other projects and stuff like that, so we didn't really know if he could join full time. But now he knows that he can, so it's awesome. Like he's one of my best friends, and he's one of the best musicians out there. So excellent. Couldn't be happier with it.
He sounds great on the record. So looking forward to. This is the first time seeing you guys live. So.
Oh wow!
There have been 2 previous attempts, and I've been sick every time. It's always winter tours. Something about that I always get sick. But looking forward to it. And I know he's not here to ask, but do you think that the fact that Martin left and Nicholas was handling all the guitars for the first time, like everything, right?
Yes.
Do you think it was tough on him? Or?
It was, for sure. Like, time-consuming as hell, and really stressful. Because there was a lot of buddies. So he worked in the studio and also at home, like in his home studio, so back and forth. So it was really, really intense. And also some of the stuff was actually written on like just on piano and like keyboards. So some of the guitar riffs were written that way as well. It's just use like some kind of software, I don't know that kind of stuff, but so you can just basically write guitar riffs in the software. And so some of the stuff that Anders and Martin wrote had never been played on guitar before the actual recording of the album. Very weird, but it was cool actually. I mean, that opened up to some new melodies, ways of constructing riffs and stuff like that. It was just like a drummer and a keyboard player writing guitar riffs, and then Nicholas had to kind of make sense of that and put his own spin on it, and which was awesome. So, but it was tough, and he's a kind of like he just became a father like recently, and so now he's staying home for this tour, like just taking care of his kid, and so it's weird to have like 3 new guys on stage with me. Every day. That
was going to be my next question. Is that strange, not seeing them there?
Yeah, it is. Like you always used to having them like at the periphery, But it's really cool. Like Eric and Sebastian are amazing guitar players, really, really highly skilled, and really, really cool guys as well. So it really works out. It sounds fantastic. We've never sounded this good.
And Eric and Sebastian, they were in another band previous to this, right?
Deal's Death.
Yeah. Swedish, or is it the same style of music? Or
yeah, it is actually. It's more kind of like, I don't know, like the blackened death metal or whatever it is, but it's really cool. We toured together a couple of times the last couple of years. So.
It's my favorite kind of death metal.
All right, there you go.
I love that term, blackened.
Yeah.
Century Media recently was purchased by Sony Music Entertainment. Do you feel like you're in a major label? You're a major label melodic death metal band now that you're acquired by Sony?
No.
Did that change anything?
It hasn't changed anything. No. Like, well, then maybe things are smoother and better. Like, but the people I talk to, the people we interact with from Century Media are still the same, and they're awesome. Maybe they have a little bit more power now, I guess. So, but as in terms of how we feel and the interaction we have with the label, nothing has changed, and it's still as great as it was.
You've been with them for quite some time.
Oh yeah.
So you're in the USA post-election. What are your thoughts on that? Were you surprised at the outcome, like a lot of people were?
Oh yeah, I was for sure. But I was kind of scared that this was going to happen, and it did. But it's something that has been happening in Sweden as well. Like there's been a lot of fear-driven politics, you know, and that's really scary. And I've been writing about it on this album, and now we're here to see it like happen again. It's been very weird. So yeah, I don't like to like talk about politics or stuff like that, but like it is, yeah, I don't know, very troubling.
What's your feeling? I mean, obviously you're European, touring in the U.S. I mean, do you see that in a lot of people that you're talking to at shows, that kind of just confusion or fear? Or
yeah, everyone I meet, like all my friends here and also some of the fans that I talk to are like, sorry.
Like apologizing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
This record's got a couple bonus tracks, The Absolute and Time Out of Place.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about how those songs came about? Did they just not fit with the rest of the record, or why make them bonus tracks on a separate disc?
Yeah, when we decided like these are the 12 songs we want to have on the album, like we focused everything on them, like just make sure that they have the impact and like all the attention that they need. Then when we finished those, we were like, we still have some time, and the label was like, it would be great to have some bonus track for certain areas, and stuff like that. Always happens. And we had 2 songs that we felt really strongly about, what we loved, but we had just had basic the melody and some of the vocal line. That's all we had. So we asked the guy who works in the same studio as us, he's next door basically, and he's a retro kind of old school indie producer kind of guy. Like his studio is just full of like 70s stuff and analog equipment and just crazy stuff, and he's a super cool guy. So we asked him, like, do you want to produce 2 songs for us, just see what it's like? And we've never used a producer in that role before. Like, it's never happened. It's always been us in the studio recording ourselves. So this time we just took a shot, see if it worked, and we basically said, like, if it works, awesome, we take all the credit. If it sucks, we blame you, and then we won't release it. Yeah. And it was fun there. So for a couple of days we just recorded these very, very strange, different songs, and we had a blast doing it, and I loved the way that it came out. And it was an experiment that I think was very successful, at least in my mind. And but we felt that they really don't have anything to do with the rest of the album. Maybe lyrical themes still apply, but it was just something that we felt needed to be on a separate piece of plastic on the CD.
I'm a big fan of bonus material, so
cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, it's always nice to have a little extra there.
Yeah.
A few years back, 2010, you wrote most of the lyrics for the debut album for Solution 45.
Oh yeah.
What was that process like, writing lyrics for someone else and letting them perform it?
It was really interesting and challenging and really difficult too, because I was writing our album at the same time. So I was like writing 2 albums simultaneously. Like, it was good because I got to like do something totally different on Christian's album. But it was also just like he had all the vocal lines down and just send me demos where he just sang mumbo jumbo thing, and I had to just kind of like put words where his like sounds were. It was weird, but a learning experience definitely. But I'm not sure. He asked me to do it again, and I was like, no, it was too difficult. Like,
was there ever bleed over? Did you have to be? I'm in Dark Tranquillity mode, or how do you separate that?
No, but it was actually good. Like it made me focus on like the Solution 45 album. It's about science and stuff like that, and that was really interesting to write about. But then all the DT stuff was personal stuff, and so it was kind of easy to separate. It wasn't a problem.
Good. Last question for you. Growing up, did you have a favorite concert shirt that you were really proud of to wear? I see you have a Candlemass shirt on right now.
I love Candlemass. Yeah, I think my favorite is that I still have it, and I wear it at home. It's an Atheist T-shirt from concert in like 92, something like that.
Nice.
And because because of the borders or something like that over to Sweden, they weren't allowed to bring their own merch, so they had to kind of last minute print some new T-shirts just for that show. So it's super unique. And we're Atheist, one of my favorite bands, so that I still keep. And
that's cool. Well, a collector's item, it sounds like.
Guess so.
Excellent. Well, Michael, thank you so much for doing this.
Hey, pleasure, man.
Pleasure talking to you.